love the video of they think you're just now discovered. You've been in business 40 years.
It's been a little more than 4, George. More like
about 30. You've been in business 30 years. They just now discovered you, boy.
Grand total of all your grandbabies, basically.
Yeah. I gotta keep getting here. I love that, boy.
I'll be like Al Snow. I'll be the best undiscovered talent for the next 14 years.
Yeah, I kind of like that, boy. But what they don't understand is you don't want to be discovered. You want to.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Well, what I mean is they're going to put more work on you. You know, that's very George South. It's just hiding out.
But,
we okay, Bullet? We straight?
Yeah, I think
okay,
so.
Very good.
See, you sit down, we're ready.
Oh, but look at that, Bullet. Good. I love that. You just have to wiggle something.
No,
but
no,
anyway, yeah, most hidden talent in the business.
Yeah, for the next 14 years.
I want to comment at the bottom and say, listen, I've been telling y'all the boy can work, but anyway.
That's why he's with me all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not a compliment.
I'll never get you no more, but I'll never get you no more since they done discovered you.
Yeah, exactly.
But, what the heck? There goes my shows. Okay.
All right. Well, we got to do this.
Yeah, we're not
this up. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
Yes.
You hear the claps. You know what time it is. George, how was your weekend?
Boy, unbelievable as I fix my tissue. Yeah, boy, unbelievable as everybody knows. Boy, what a great weekend. I want to thank you for being such an exciting part of this weekend. Of course, my first annual Brad Armstrong tribute show.
Yes.
It just went just unbelievable. I was so happy, boy. It was, as we continue to say, it was a fundraiser like it should be for a little girl softball team, that the knockouts there in Randleman County, and it just did a good thing. They have some money now to buy equipment, to afford some of the fees to play in these tournaments because they're not cheap. And it was just a great night, Bullet. It was just a great night. Had Boogie Woogie Man there, of course. I was very impressed at the great shape that you were in. Kind of jealous in a way, Bullet, but it was just so much good. I had so many compliments from some of the guys in the back just saying they couldn't, and it was fun. Bullet, what me and you, and it was just fun, Bullet. Really, I appreciate you for carrying me for 30 minutes, but it was fun and reminded me to do Brad Armstrong's finish at the Brad Armstrong tribute. I'm a little slow, Bullet, but I catch on, and I kind of floated over too. That's worth the price of admission to see me not only hook the Russian leg sweep on the correct side, but I kind of floated. Well, not floated, but failed.
I was impressed with your athletic ability on that because I expected the Russian leg sweep and we both
just squash you.
And then we lie there for about 30 minutes, and then you roll over and cover me.
I was waiting for you.
But the spirit of Brad Armstrong just overtook you.
It overtook. I love that, Bullet.
Just floated right over.
I kind of got goosebumps when you said that.
Had the arm hooked properly there.
Bullet, listen, that was. I thought it was just going to lay there, and finally you just like pull me over on you.
I thought that was going to be that. I was ready. But you're already gone. You're already there.
Bullet, I love that. The spirit of Brad Armstrong. It was just a fun night, Bullet. We all had a great time, and I want to thank you and all of our guys. We just worked hard, and again, that'll get us through till next Super Bowl weekend. I think, believe it or not, first time ever, the Seagrove Super Show may have been just as exciting as the Super Bowl. And I know everybody.
I don't know if that's a good thing, George.
And but you know what the talk is, which we've always said everything's a work. You know, the big talk now on Facebook and all over the internet is that the NFL is going to be investigating on if that game, because Broncos played so bad, that it may have been a work. And listen, folks, everything's a work. We've been telling them. Y'all just now discovering that? We'll save the NFL a lot of money. We've been telling everybody that for 59 episodes, I think, tonight. 58 or 59.
I think it's 59.
And the bets are out there. Will we make 60? Will we make 60? But anyway, Bullet, got a lot of stuff to cover. I just want to thank you again for being such a great part of that, Bullet. And it just, it did what we wanted it to do. And of course, got a nice compliment from Road Dogg, Brad Armstrong's brother, this past week. And he was just so excited that everything went so well. And just a great family. I love all of them. Of course, I've spoke to Brad's wife since then, and she was just so excited about how good that everything went. Just so happy that everything went together, and I told her that that's going to be an event, maybe not there at Seagrove, but once a year I'm going to really try to do a Brad Armstrong tribute. And I want to thank you so much, Bullet, for we sold had 25 of our Brad Armstrong DVDs that you made here at highspots.com, and sold over half of them that night. With that money, I'm going to send to Brad's wife. and his daughter, and just we still got a few of those left, but it's just like 3 of me and Brad's best matches. Of course, I kept one for myself. Boy, just a great guy, and I had so many people come up to me that night, just tell me how much Brad meant to them, and see, people said, "Joel, why do you do that show?" And I tell you, Bullet, believe it or not, in this world with electronics and computers and all that, there were some fans there. Honestly, some people didn't even know Brad had passed. That's not a bad thing. It's just they get out of the loop.
Yeah,
Bullet.
The awareness of Brad Armstrong as a wrestler, a worker, and a human being.
That's exactly
sometimes
right.
that gets lost in the shuffle of everything that goes on in this world. And if nothing else, this shines a light on a wonderful human being and an incredible wrestler.
It does, Bullet, and I love that. And you know, if one young fan leaves there, gets on YouTube or something, and looks up Brad's name and discovers Brad Armstrong with the Armstrong family, then that's why we do these things.
And does what Brad Armstrong did for me and made me want to be the wrestler that I am today.
That's exactly right.
If anything that comes from that show, if there's one person that decides they want to do that because I found out who Brad Armstrong was and through the show, then it served its purpose. Much like your Wahoo tribute,
that's exactly
much
right.
like your Anderson brothers, just to raise awareness from guys that, you know, if we don't keep bringing their names up, they'll just disappear
into the air. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And we love WWE here at George South TV and HighSpots.com, but that, you know, now
they have their agenda and the people they want to remember.
They do too.
Much like they're trying to already erase the existence of somebody who was just on their TV about 4 weeks ago.
I know. And he's over more now since they got rid of him. Man, Bullet, if that's true, then I'm the most over guy in the world. Because everybody's been trying to get rid of me for a long time, Bullet. But anyway, we just want to thank everybody again. I could talk about that all night. But with all the great stuff, when you got a great event, you got everybody working hard, Bullet, the drum roll, please, because we have a very special idiot this week. And Bullet, listen to me, buddy. In 40 years of wrestling, between us both, we've seen it all. You think you have seen it all, Bullet. And I'm still learning valuable lessons. But you know, at most of our big events, it's so funny when I run my little bitty shows, my Mooresvilles and stuff like that, nobody ever wants to work those shows. But you come up with a big event and it never fails. I received a phone call from a local wrestler. Don't even know what that means, but he wanted to work the show. Didn't want to help with the ring or anything like that. And I love their famous line, I could sell 100 tickets. But what I get tickled about, then what they need us for, Bullet. If you can sell 100 tickets, go do it. But anyway, I knew better. I said, okay, it's for the Knockouts softball team. Let me mail you some tickets, see what you can do. No big deal. Common sense. So I mailed the guy 15 tickets 2 weeks prior. Bullet, the night of the event, about 2 hours before we opened the door, here comes this guy. He comes walking. I've never met him. Now, people, you got to understand. Never met him. The guy comes walking in, and he had his manager with him. Oh, my goodness, Bullet. They come walking in. They had their little outlaw ring jacket over their shoulder. Put it in your bag, stupid. But anyway, the guy comes in. I said, who are you? He said, I'm so-and-so, and I'll tell you his name in a minute because he's an idiot. But anyway, he said, oh, you're the one with my tickets. He said, yes. Common simple. I said, how'd you do? He said, I sold 15. Bullet, I am so excited. 15.
Key word is sold.
Sold. That's what we want to concentrate on. Sold 15.
That's the
at
word.
$15 a piece, Bullet. And that's a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. That is a lot of chicken nuggets. But anyway, who's that guy just walked by? Oh, okay. Anyway, Bullet, listen to me. 15 tickets at $15.
Sold.
Okay? Sold. I said, okay, give me the money. The guy said, I don't have it. Okay. You don't have it? Give me the tickets then. I don't have them either. So by that time, Bullet, if you've ever seen The Exorcist and when Linda Blair like transformed into like the green machine that used to work for Crockett, you know, that's what I begun doing, Bullet. So, long story short, the guy said, you're calling me a liar. Now, this is a grown man. This ain't a kid. It's a grown man. I said, no, I'm not calling you a liar, but one or the other. He said, and this is what really made me mad, Bullet. Before this got real bad, I said, I'm not using your manager. I'm not. He said, well, what do you mean? And this is the words that will forever be etched in the idiot bag.
This makes him a double idiot.
Made it double idiot, and it may even be etched on the outside of the bag. Is he said, I can't wrestle without a manager. Oh my gosh. And boy, you know, the biggest reason I got so mad is I don't even know this guy. I told him, I said, buddy, you're not hired yet, much less your manager. And you know, Bullet, you don't know what these guys are going to do when they come out that door. You know, I got children, I got sponsor people. You don't know if these guys are going to come out. The last DVD, he may have seen Stone Cold drinking a beer. I mean, you don't know what people are going to do when you have never seen them, much less a manager. So,
and it takes so little to lose ability.
It does. Holy cow. And don't even get me started on where I'm supposed to be this coming Saturday. The big famous Ted Allen Memorial Show will never happen because some outlaw guys tore the building up.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to happen. So all this stuff is happening, Bullet, so fast. Long story short, the guy's dad comes in. Bullet, what are you doing? Call my son a liar. I'm trying to keep everybody calm. The coach is freaking out. The softball coaches are the teachers, the assistants, everybody's just, they don't know what's fixing to happen. So here's what happened. The guy's mama comes in. She's louder than I am, if you can believe that. What are you calling our son? And here's the funny thing. I calmed everybody down. Believe it or not, I said, listen, that list, he'd give a list. If you can believe it, this is how he's so stupid. He gave a list to the lady at the door. But that list don't mean nothing if there's no money. Bullet, do you understand? If there's no money, the list don't matter.
Because then you have not sold.
You have not sold. Exactly.
You have not sold tickets.
You have not.
You have given away tickets.
You have given away tickets.
That's
exactly right. Tickets. That's exactly right, Bullet. And the biggest reason I'm so mad, because at the end of the night, if this stuff don't add up, Georgia's going to have to come up with that. So, long story short, Bullet, this is what I'm getting at. We just throw them all out. Honestly, we just throw them all out. I told his mom, I said, listen, we're not mad, but y'all are going to buy a ticket when you walk in.
Because obviously a ticket was not sold.
Exactly. That is the key word. And here's what I'm getting at. So we throw them out. I'm kind of upset. We did lose if we were ever going to get any money for them, because the whole family came to watch him wrestle. All they had to do was come in, buy a ticket, and go sit down.
Yeah, have a ticket sold to them.
Have a ticket sold, okay?
To them.
And folks, here's what I'm getting at, and then we got to move on, is this was not a kid. This was a grown man who I'm trying to explain this to, and this was the worst thing. This is the point I'm trying, his name's Tyler. His name's Tyler. He lives in Asheboro area. You're the biggest idiot I've ever met in my life, and you and your manager will go into the idiot bag, Bullet, both of them, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to waste regular paper with writing his name on it, Bullet. You understand? But here's my whole point, Bullet, and you can, as I close here, and you can, and I know you understand it, you have to be in the wrestling. Tony Alice just walked by. What the heck? Okay, brother. Anyway, but if you're, this is harder than it is, Bullet. God, but anyway, here's what I'm getting at. And you know in your heart, Bullet, and in my heart, the reason that guy left, it wasn't because I was yelling. It wasn't because of anything. I wouldn't let him have a manager. You can say, George, they ain't know what. Bullet, you know how these outlaws think. You know, because his manager said, I drove an hour. I said, I don't care if you drove 2 hours. I didn't invite you. But I really believe, because they could have came in. Honestly, Bullet, I would have used the guy. Once his family had bought the ticket, I would have used the guy. Everything would have been fine.
If some tickets were sold.
If some were sold. So.
Not given away.
Not given away. And the moral of this story is, folks, first of all, I'm not going to use your manager. You're lucky if we use you. We're giving you a chance. You get a job first. Make sure we like you. We may not have liked him. I definitely don't like him now. But if you sell a ticket, that's like I told his dad. I said, Dad, it's like if I go get gas, I can't pull off. You got to pay for the gas, buddy. What are you thinking? So, with all that being said, Bullet, I really believe that guy was such a stupid idiot outlaw that I wasn't going to use his manager. Because they could have still came in. They could have bought a ticket, everything calmed down.
You waited long enough for him to go get some money.
That's exactly right.
Then to come back and buy a ticket, have a ticket sold to them,
That's
to
exactly
his family,
right.
And then you'd use him on the show.
And I got so many nice emails and stuff, that comments this week about they can't believe that guy confused the word sold like he did. Well, he did. He did, Bullet. And I actually, the coach almost had to come over and explain to the guy, because I was, I know I mess up a lot, Bullet. I even told the coach, hey, I've been hit in the head a few times, been knocked out with a few clotheslines, and I may be off or two a few bricks. But when it comes to that, I knew good and well, Bullet, that we were right. So, Tyler is in the idiot bag. His manager that drove an hour, but nobody knew he was coming, is in the idiot bag. And that's that, Bullet. Yes. So, if you sell a ticket, get the money for it. Don't use the word sold if you don't. Okay?
That brings up a very good point that's actually in Jim Cornette's book, which I'm quite a big fan of since I'm an employee of highspots.com, is that, there's a difference between what the attendance is and tickets sold.
Exactly.
That's the important thing. The number that you want to be worried about is the live gate. Not the amount of people that are there, because people give those away. That doesn't count towards anybody's pay or percentages.
That's exactly right.
The important thing is tickets sold. So everybody likes to look out and say, oh, there's 400 people here. Well, how many tickets are sold?
That's exactly right.
If it's only 300, then it's a little different story. It's not quite as successful. So I think it's the most important thing. That's the difference between somebody who's intelligent and...
It sure is.
Like Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, even when WCW was like towards the very end and things, they were running Charlotte, and we knew things were pretty bad there. I remember going in Hardy's restaurant one time, and there was a stack of WCW tickets for the old Coliseum, and you could just get one. I mean, you could just get one. And so they had a decent little house that night, but I know people looked at it and said, man, how is this company going under? Look at the people. But it goes back to what you said, Bullet. The only thing that matters is that bottom line, Bullet. You know, it ain't how many people sitting out there in those seats, because a lot of those are free. So anyway, I just won't do that again. I mean, I'm not saying we won't use locals, but it will be settled. You know, if he had, but in my defense, he was supposed to have got there before any people got in. That's why all this happened in front of the fans, which I regretted that, Bullet. Regular folks were trying to get in the front door, and we got his whole family at the front door. So I should have, but he didn't get there till, 30 minutes before bell time. So anyway, we pulled it off, Bullet. Everybody worked hard. Me and you tore the house down again, Bullet. Whether we did or not, I'm going to say we did. Okay? So it was just
There's no video proof of it, so yes.
That's right.
We did.
Everybody's afraid to say we didn't because I won't use them again. But anyway, Bullet, just a great week. This weekend, I'm going to head since the Ted Allen show. Been there 3 years, Bullet, every year. A great event. Got canceled, not because of natural disasters, not because of weather, not because of anything like that, but because of outlaw wrestlers destroyed the building. I rest my case. Well, so this week I'm headed to West Virginia.
Hurricane Outlaw Wrestler.
That's exactly right.
More dangerous than Katrina.
You got that right, brother. They ain't a building standing that can withstand outlaw wrestling. I'm gonna tell you that. But I'm going to West Virginia, going up there to do another one of their TV tapings at the Princeton Rec Center in Princeton, West Virginia this weekend. So pretty excited about that. A book always does good up there. Thank you.
I'm going to drive right past you. I'll be in Pittsburgh. I believe the Ice Castle. It's for Extreme Rising either way.
Again?
Yes, I will be.
Oh, boy,
Extreme
man.
Rising.
Y'all ain't supposed to discover him. What the heck, man? Boy, I love that.
Shane Douglas may or may not be there.
Oh, man. I love Shane Douglas.
Well, people at Extreme Rising really don't love him right now. So that's what's going to be interesting. So.
Please don't tell me my buddy Shane Douglas bought a ticket and went to sit ringside like he did at WWF that time.
No,
remember that?
You may do that here. but anyways, once again, where George South books are sold is highspots.com.
Oh, I love that. Yes, not free.
Nope.
Very good, Bullet. Emphasize the word sold, my brother.
I can't do it enough.
Bullet, listen, man, you getting recognized, you getting discovered ain't helping my promotion at all, Bullet.